Hello everyone. Today I would like to talking about speaking test. Meaning of speaking test. Speaking test or IELTS speaking is a one-to-one interaction between the candidate and an examiner. The three parts give the candidate the opportunity to use a range of different speaking skills. IELTS speaking is recorded. Speaking test take 11 to 14 minutes. Rubric of speaking test. There are 5 parts. Each part has 4 points. The total point is 20 points. First item, grammar. 4 points. Grammar covered in class was used to communicate effectively. 3 points. A few minor difficulties arose from not using the grammar studied in class. 2 points. Grammatical error led to many minor difficulties or one major breakdown in communication. 1 point. Grammatical error similarly hampered communication. Second item, vocabulary. Score 4. Vocabulary study in class was used to express ideas appropriately. 3 points. A few minor difficulties arose from not using appropriate vocabulary. Score 2. Some difficulties arose due to limited vocabulary and/or bad diction. 1 point. Communication was similarly hampered due to lack of vocabulary. Third item, fluency. 4 points. Study acts set. Third item, fluency. 4 points. Students acted as facilitators, helping the conversation flow and develop. 3 points. Some minor difficulties maintaining the conversation were evident. 2 points. Some effort was required to maintain the conversation. There may have been a few long pauses. 1 point. Much effort was required to maintain the conversation. There may have been many long pauses. Fourth item, listening. 4 points. Students respond to questions with appropriate answers, acknowledge all statements, and incorporate them into the discussion. 3 points. Students respond to most questions, acknowledge most statements, and incorporate many of these into the conversation. 2 points. Students fail to answer some questions appropriately or fail to acknowledge some statements and incorporate this into conversation. 1 point. Students didn't understand or ignore most questions and statements. Students may have been using notes. Fifth item, voice and nonverbal communication. 4 points. Pronunciation was clear and inflection and expression were used to Enhance communication. 3 points. No serious problems arose, but better pronunciation, inflection, and/or nonverbal communication could have made communication more effective. 2 points. Some communication problems arose due to unclear pronunciation and/or lack of inflection and/or expression. Students may have been difficult to hear. 1 point. Pronunciation, inflection, and/or expression confused communication. Students may have been very difficult to hear. Example of speaking. The speaking test has 3 parts. Part 1. Introduction and interview. Examiner introduces him herself and check your name. The examiner then asks you a question on general topic. Part 1 takes 4 to 5 minutes. Example. Are you a student or do you work now? Part 2. Individual answer. Examiner give you a writing. Take card. You have a minute to think or take notes before you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Examiner asks 1 or 2 questions at the end of your talk. Part 2. Take 3 to 4 minutes. For example, describe an important event in your life. You should say when it happened, what happened, whether this event affected other people, and explain why you feel it was important. Part 3. Two-way discussion. Discuss with the examiner more abstract issues and concepts which are thematically linked to the topic of your talk in Part 2. Part 3 takes 4 to 5 minutes. Thank you for attention.